824 and Baltimore officials were in court this week suing drug manufacturers Cencora and McKesson for their alleged role in causing the city's opioid crisis. But a government watchdog group says there is still billions flowing the other way from the federal government and Maryland to the two companies who are now being sued. Joining us now with the apparent discrepancy, investigative journalist from OpenTheBooks.com, Jeremy Portnoy. Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning, Tom. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Now, this is something, though, that it doesn't seem to make sense when you look at it on paper, because you're saying, okay, there's companies that are now being sued. The city of Baltimore is now suing them, but they're still buying supplies from those exact same companies just a couple of weeks ago, sending them thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Same time they're battling them in court, they're still sending them money. They announced this lawsuit weeks ago, but then on September 13th, they went and bought $30,000 of COVID vaccines from McKesson. Same thing with Cencora. They bought $20,000 of what they list as family planning drugs on August 30th. So, I mean, those are tiny payments in the grand scheme of things, but you might think they'd try and cut ties with the companies while they're suing them.
Or you even think that the drug company would say, okay, well, if you're going to sue us and try and make billions off of us, why are you still buying our stuff? I mean, it seems like that could be used in court. They're not the same drugs. They're not buying, it appears to not being opioids from them.
Yeah, they're buying different drugs, but these companies, I mean, there's a lot of lawsuits going around the country, and that hasn't stopped the money from flowing to these two companies. We've seen just in the last 3 years, $10.6 billion go from the federal government to Cencora. Most of that came from the Pentagon because they're running the Defense Health Agency's pharmacies. Same thing with McKesson. They took in $28 billion in the last 3 years from the federal government because they're running the clinics in the Department of Veteran Affairs all over the country.
So, Jeremy, it seems like there's some contracts that are set up, and then this is a separate entity. What about other cities across the nation that may be suing those same companies? If they how are they faring compared to what Baltimore's planning to do?
Yeah, Baltimore, we might have just thought they would cut ties, but it's not a unique situation. Part of the reason is because these are just such huge companies. McKesson, they're the number 9 company on the Fortune 500. So they're bringing in so much revenue. They sell so many products. It's easier said than done to just cut ties with them.
Okay. Jeremy Portnoy with OpenTheBooks.com. Thank you very much for shining a little bit of light on the money flow here, even though there's a lawsuit pending.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.